And we are live. Good afternoon, everyone. Hopefully you're doing well on this, what we in Southern California consider a chilly day. We're here at the Bisimoto headquarters. I have a few beautiful vehicles all around me. I have a Rolls Royce right here in front of me, a 935 that Nick's working on. I have what I refer to as a center seat Boxman. I have a Porsche 911. Behind me, I have a Caterham 7, courtesy of our good friend John Krashek from Google. We have the Honda Prologue that I've had for quite a while. We have the Bisimoto Plaid that we built in conjunction with our friends from Unplugged Performance. It's been great. Gary Malik 71 says, come to Jersey. I assume that it's just freezing out there. What's the blue wagon? Looks great, says, how do you say that? Esoteric Performance. We're going to talk about that in a moment, but I would like to say hello to each and every one of you and wish you in advance a very Merry Christmas. This is an exciting one indeed. We had a very wonderful year with ups and downs, some great interactions with some partners, some not so great interactions with certain partners. But it's just been great though, a great year full of joy and exercise and wonderful just projects, so on and so forth. And I have all of you here on Instagram, thank you so much. My friends live on YouTube as well. TikTok is in the house, courtesy of a live stream, and also through the podcast networks using our, how should I say, Spotify podcast as our launch pad for everything automotive. It's a very good interaction indeed, so thank you so much. Corvote says, it's funny how the Prologue looks pretty mud, but your specific mods make it look far better. Thank you so much, appreciate that. And there's one thing I love about American Honda, they really embrace customization of their cars. And especially since the people in PR, engineering, and also marketing are enthusiasts, it makes my life a lot easier and they allow me the opportunity to build that particular 2024 Prologue for the most recent SEMA show. And it's quite simple. It does have the very first ever airbag kit that's existed for this, courtesy of Air Ride Suspension, Universal Air and Airlift. So it has this wonderful air ride suspension, rides-like factory, very soft, very comfortable, is far from unpredictable, and just lays out quite nicely. Into the Brixton Forge wheels. These are very nice 22-inch wheels, 22 by 9.5, if my memory serves me correctly. Wrapped around with some Toyota Proxys tires on the very top as well is an Inno roof rack with an Inno how should I say, inner roof rack with an inner roof rack box. And the racks themselves are nice because they're low profile. The factory Honda ones are really beautiful, but they kind of look really tall. This is a very low profile aerodynamic design, which is quite attractive. And then I have a great guy who I just met recently, Brandon from Brando's Auto Care. He did delivery with a little black stripe. You can see that little black stripe going across to mimic the wagon that we have. Also with the orange mirrors, and also all the silvers blacked out is removed with some of the white. So he did a great job. It's just really exciting indeed. So the car is amazing. People who never looked at Honda's first EV, look at this Prologue with, I guess, skepticism. And as they get inside and look around, it's spacious, it's attractive, a lot of Honda DNA in it. And above and beyond that, we're doing the yoke steering wheel that's carbon fiber into it as well to make it a little bit hip and a little jab at Tesla, right? Because I have a Plaid, as you can see right there, that comes with a yoke stock. And I kind of want to do something similar to this right here because I kind of got used to the yoke and the visibility improvement that it gives me as a driver. I like it a lot. Oh, he said mid, not mud. Okay. Complimentary season one from Obaduku Live, says Heathrow Homes. Thank you, Heathrow. And for those of you who are asking, what is Obaduku? That's my hometown where I'm from, in Nigeria, in Imo State. It is my hometown, and I haven't been there since pre-pandemic. I need to make it a goal to go home next year and continue my annual visit to my motherland, my home country. So it's pretty good. Stuggy from YouTube says, looks good. Thank you so much for the kind words. Admin says, thumbs up. Thank you so much. Mamusa says, hello, good seeing you as well. Thank you for joining us. Are you the Porsche EV guy, says Nolly from TikTok. I am the performance guy, and I happen to do a lot of petrol cars and EV cars. So in this array behind me, there are 3 cars. You can't see it here on TikTok. Maybe I can move you guys around a little bit if it lets me, but it's kind of hard. But there is a Plaid right there, which is amazing with the parachute. I love that. The Prologue, and there's a Caterham. All 3 of these are electric. But the one that Nick is working on right now, you may hear some noise in the background as we're interacting, is a petrol-based twin-turbo 935 vehicle, which is great. I have another blue 935 M16 over there as well. I have my CRZ, the first car I built for American Honda. It's a showroom. Speaking of showroom, I also have the center seat twin-turbo Porsche. The Odyssey is at the residence. And also the wagon, sequential all-wheel drive turbo wagon is there as well. And not too far away from it is the Bisimoto Honda Inside drag car that's also naturally aspirated with a single cam Honda engine. So that being said, I have a mix. Don't think of me as an EV only guy. Think of me as a guy who loves cars and loves going fast and using any means of propulsion and excitement to make that happen for my clients. So I'm all embracing. And it's really interesting that you said that, you asked that question. Like the wheels says Kashagan Merch Corner. Thank you so much. It's beautiful. It looks like it belongs in a Mercedes G-Wagon. The guys from Brixton knocked it out the park. But one thing I have noticed is whenever I add something different to my repertoire, to my arsenal here at Bisimoto, people take it as a complete switchover, which I think is quite intriguing. And what do I mean by that? My roots are in Honda. Small displacement, high RPM, high compression engines. That's why I started building all motor cars, breaking records, winning championships, just winning races, just doing amazing things. And then I would say as far back as 2007, I started dabbling with Porsches. And all of a sudden I got this, how can I put this delicately? Outcry or outlashing towards me, like, oh, you left Honda and all you do is Porsche. No, I just added that as a brand to my repertoire. And then in 2013, 2012, I started working on Hyundais, doing stuff with them. Oh, you left Honda and you left Porsche, now you're doing Hyundai. Guys, companies can expand and not let go of other brands. They can do quite a bit. Think of me as a Leno of building. He loves all cars, steam engines, electric, petrol, alcohol, you name it. He just loves all cars. I'm the same way. So sorry about the slight rant, but I love everything. And it just so happens that we're getting some amazing EV business recently, which is great. But at the same token, we still build everything. Still tune cars too. That's my dyno right there with the red box right there. Still dyno cars. I have a car coming in the day after Christmas. So it's good. We are good to go, you know? I think I'm missing something. They act like you can't diversify. Yes, Sin City from TikTok, you're absolutely correct. People do diversify and it's great. There's spice in being able to have variety. What do they say? Variety is the spice of life. I'm a huge proponent and advocate of that. Merry Christmas to you, Polga Man. Thank you so much, appreciate you. Just keep doing what you're doing, says Jose Chavez 2665 on TikTok. I will, and the best is yet to come. Chenta built this. Good afternoon to you as well. Thank you so much for joining. Appreciate you. Merry Christmas to you as well. Esoteric Performance. Brian 911, all the way from Denmark. Merry Christmas to you. It is late for you. It's about 8, 9 o'clock at night. Good seeing you. What's the green car on the right? That is a Caterham. I don't know if I can move this. Let me see if I can move my rig here around a little bit. So right there, you can see next to the forklift, it is a Caterham. It's a Lotus 7 Caterham next to a Porsche 911 right there. And that is also electrified. I put a video up not too long ago showing how that has a gearbox in it. And we're able to incorporate a 3-phase electric high-efficiency motor with the factory Ford 4-gear transmission, which is amazing. So you can roll gears. It has that supercharger-like sound emanating from the assembly. And it's pretty fun. It's a lot of fun, which is pretty nice, you know? See here. Hello, BC from warm Colorado. Good seeing you, Peter Bob. Thank you so much for joining. Nate MK 7.5, a huge Bisimoto advocate and also enthusiast. Appreciate you joining. Thank you so much. Great seeing you out in Nevada. Where's the F-Series Insight? In the showroom, over there. It'd be kind of difficult for me to take the whole rig over there, but it's here, right here in the Bisimoto facility. Anti-gravity batteries, my good technical partner. I love these guys. Their components are amazing. Have saved me so many times, especially since, you know, some of these Porsches, for those of you who are hardcore classic Porsche files, you know better to not leave your vehicle on a tender, right? Well, the cool thing about the anti-gravity batteries is if you do not, or if you forget to leave it untended, something cool can happen. Let me see. Let me see having a battery, if I have a battery here that I can show with you as an example. Do I sure do have a restart battery here. So for you guys who are stepping away, but I want to be able to show you this since my anti-gravity guys came in. So, forgive me for leaving for a second, but this is a very small anti-gravity battery. This is the AT7BS. Now, what happens is if you have these connected, you know, the positive and negative poles, and if your battery dies, there's a button right here that says restart. You just press that button right there, and it's like a jump start built into this battery, which is cool. And this is a very small one. I like the small batteries for applications that are really high performance EVs, just to turn things on. You don't need to crank anything. You don't need a starter. This is adequate enough for what I do with my EV setups. And it's quite nice, quite lightweight, like super lightweight. You can toss this thing around. But if somehow your EV is on or someone left something on and the battery dies, you can press this restart and then start your vehicle up again. It's pretty freaking cool. So thank you so much, Anti-Gravity, for being a huge advocate and supporter of Bisimoto, and also for having such amazing products that allow us enthusiasts to have a better life. Instead of carrying around jumper cables or a jump starter kit, with a press of a button, we are good to go no matter what happens. So appreciate that, you know? Holy S, says Lorenzo Naranjo, that EF guy, says, holy shoot, is that BC? Is that the man himself, Bisimoto? Yes, in the flesh. Good seeing you, brother. Thank you so much for joining the Bisimoto Tech2sDay. Thank you. No wonder why the Prologue is the third best-selling EV. Thank you, Nate. It is, believe it or not, and it looks great. I believe Corvote, my fellow engineer, said it. In factory form, it's okay. He said it was mid, but with some love, some really customizable love, it looks sick. I get compliments everywhere I drive this thing. It is ridiculous. And when you slam it, not only does it look great in your hard parking, it's a theft deterrent. Good luck stealing a slam car, right? Good luck trying to get something underneath it to like jack it up. Good luck even booting it if you're parking illegally. Good luck trying to get a boot around those wheels when it's on the floor. It's just great. It's a win-win-win-win-win. Hello, I'm from India, bro, says, how do you say it? Jiten Rana on YouTube Live. Thank you so much for joining Tech2sDay. Appreciate you and happy holidays in advance. I'm trying to do an Odyssey. I see you can help me. Yes. We did the 1,000 horsepower, 6-speed gearbox Odyssey as far back as 2013, and we have all the ingredients and know what to do and what not to do to make that happen. Let us know how we can help. Okay, you're the reason why I get into Hondas and imports. Bro, much love. Thank you, says Lorenzo Naranjo. Thank you so much. Appreciate that indeed. Appreciate you. Let's see, how much for the pedal shifter assembly, says 1090 Rico. Let us know what generation Odyssey you have and we can make something happen for you. The pedal assembly is pretty much a self-contained master cylinder assembly. The shifter is a derivative of the EP9 Civic SI. So that being said, it sits in the factory location. This is with the 2014 one that we built. So generations that are newer or older may have a different shifting assembly, but it's totally possible to do. Just let us know what year you have. Blue car is so nice. What car? What's the blue car in the background? It says Andrew Vincent, both on YouTube Live. That is the Bisimoto Honda Prologue 2024. It's Honda's first EV. It is an amazing vehicle. Lots of amazing accoutrements. I've had this for about, I think I put about 4,000 miles on it so far, and it is fun. I'm gonna take it to Vegas for CES, and it'd be a great way to have some experience driving out of state, which I haven't done yet. We have in June on display at the Electrify Expo in Long Beach at the convention center. We'll have it on display there as well. It is so luxurious. It's one of the, if not the most luxurious Honda I've been in. Heated and ventilated seats, lots of cubby, an inverter through the center of the back seat so you can plug in your regular 120 volt components that you may have, where you have a blender or a heater, whatever you want to do. Or if you want to do Christmas lights around the car, I see a lot of that in LA. You can plug it into the inverter directly in the car and wear your Christmas lights around your car or have some fun and do some good stuff. The airbag system we put on it is very user-friendly. You can go over undulations of the road quite nicely without qualm. If you have the need to really raise it up to go in some rough terrain, you can maximize it. And Air Ride Equipment did a great job in allowing us that flexibility. If you want to look really nice, you can just have it at a very nice lower stance as you're cruising around. Absolutely amazing. If you look at the back of the trunk area, there's so much space to be able to put things in despite having 5 passengers in the car. And there's a cubby underneath the rear opening, which we have an airbag tank in there. So it's hidden, doesn't take up any space. But in the event that the family's with me and we just jam-pack this with travel equipment, we have an inner box on top that's very low profile, very aerodynamic, and does not affect the range. Doesn't have any detrimental effect on it, which is quite nice. So this whole design, we had it look like my E-Wagon. E-Wagon has the orange mirrors and you see that black stripe right there? That is actually an applied vinyl by our good friends at Brando's Auto Care. So to look like the rubber that goes on the E-Wagon. So it's like an E-Wagon tribute car that's more modern, and it's so much fun. The sound system is nice. Both sound systems, very up to date. Apple CarPlay, and if you have Android, you can also connect to that as well. Very user-friendly influence, no glitching whatsoever. Built-in Wi-Fi, so my son loves it. Whenever he has his iPad and he wants to play Roblox, he can always connect while driving around to the onboard Wi-Fi. It is great. It has Google Play built into it. A lot of great features. Even when I listen to either my podcast through Spotify, I can do that. And I'm a huge advocate of Audible. I continue to educate myself on business practices. It has Audible built in already. It's a fun, all-round, great car. When I fully charge it on a cold day, maybe 275 miles. On a proper warm day, it's like 298. It is great. All-wheel drive, 600 horsepower. So forgive me for saying a lot, but I'm very excited about this car. It's really nice indeed. Rico has a 2014 Odyssey. We can help indeed. Shoot me an email, sales@bisimoto.com, and we'll see what we can do to replicate what we did to help you out. Merry Christmas to you as well, R35, R13, a great supporter of Bisimoto. I appreciate you come on my Tech Tuesday. Thank you so much. Lakers fan, 88122023. Thank you so much for joining. That car in the back says Rad Dad's Rad, says good looking. Thank you so much. I'm sure the guys from American Honda would love to hear that. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see here. I'm missing so much love here. You are the performance guy, says NAB Visual Design. By the way, NAB Visual Design is a very talented graphic and concept artist. He drew that up. And it behooves me if I don't show the drawing and what it ended up being. This guy is a genius, absolutely brilliant individual. He drew that on paper. We submitted to Honda like, hey, here's what we want to build. And we got approval, and there it is, from concept to reality. So thank you so much, NAB Visual Design, Nicholas. I look forward to working with you more in the future. All right, let's see here. Merry Christmas, Giovanni860. Thank you so much for joining. 6 says Money Baby Cam. Thank you so much for the kind words as well. Appreciate you. All right, let's see here. Good, says Fabian EN. I don't know if you mean good as in good, or good as in a company Good Performance that was headed up by a good friend who kind of passed away a couple of years ago, Bill Good. But either way, we appreciate your presence here on Tech Tuesday. Merry Christmas to you as well, Anti-Gravity Batteries. Appreciate you indeed. Utah is in the house, courtesy of Chrissy GTR. Thank you so much for joining. Appreciate you indeed. All right. BC, what do you think about the S2000? I think S2000s are amazing. As a matter of fact, when it comes to gearboxes, S2000s are just absolutely fantastic. I've never, whether it's in Porsches, Audis, Mercedes-Benzes, Peugeots, my Odyssey van, there is no stick shift that feels as positive and good as the S2000. Such a balanced vehicle. The prices have gone crazy. I remember when they used to be really cost effective, but people have started to see them as amazing automobile cars to collect. The S2000 is absolutely fantastic. I love that car. Whether you're looking at AP1 or AP2, AP1 with the F20C 2.0 inline 4, which for many years held the record for the highest horsepower per displacement ever, beating Ferrari, right? How amazing is that? And then fast forward into the more torquey F22C in the AP2. The cars are great. It's a shame that we don't have them anymore brand new, but if you can find one or you have access to one, hold on to it. It's great indeed. What car is that with the white wheels, says Too Little Too Late on TikTok. That is the 2024 Prologue with some Bisimoto love. So that color is a very nice pearl. It's like a North Shore pearl metallic. I'll repeat myself. North Shore pearl metallic. That's a factory Honda color. The front lip, which is white, used to be a silver. Kind of want to de-silverize the vehicle to make it a little hip, a little stealthy. So the H emblem in the front is blacked out, original factory Honda emblem. In the rear, which says Honda, is also blacked out, original factory Honda emblem. All the chrome and silver that says Prologue or all-wheel drive or E is all black murdered out. And you can buy that from your dealership. You don't have to modify it yourself, any of the badges. The airbags are courtesy of Air Ride Equipment. Those guys are in Colton, California. They can even ship the kit to you. It's very much a bolt-on plug-and-play assembly with just a slight modification to the rear. Very slight you can do if you're somewhat mechanically inclined. So it's great. The wheels are 22 by 9.5, courtesy of our friends from Bristol Ford. The front is a very nice kind of aero-inspired nods to the Formula E. The rear is a little bit more of a dish, almost like a turbofan, which is awesome. Roof rack with our friends from Inno has the rack itself and the box, which is quite nice, very aerodynamic and very stealth, very demure, very mindful. It's great. It's great. Is that a Tesla with a parachute? Says Nick from TikTok. Yes, it is. This is my Bisimoto Plaid. It's a 2023 Plaid. This thing, I didn't ever plan to have a parachute, but the first time I went testing to see what the stock car does, Jonathan and I went. I had him as a passenger, film my first run at Irwindale, which is the 8th mile track, which just closed down this past weekend. And I think it was last year or year before, we had the opportunity to go out there, and an 8th mile track, a fast car is like a mid-7. And if you run 7.5 or faster, you can't have a passenger. I didn't know where this thing was gonna run. First pass, it did 618 at 117 miles an hour. And I got kicked out because I didn't have a parachute. I didn't have my helmet or suit or fire suit. So I had to do that, put a parachute on this. It's like a very non-invasive parachute, by the way. It's a kit by Unplugged Performance that is like a tow hitch and has an opening, and then Unplugged also sells this parachute mount. And then the parachute is from Simpson. It's a Simpson mid-tier parachute. So now I'm legal. I was able to go back without qualm. I didn't get kicked out. We got that down to 6.0 without touching the inverter or the controllers, just in weight modifications and also using stickier tires. So we have our AAA-Rs, opposed to the Michelin's down on there, and we have Momo seats and the wheels from Unplugged Performance. And that's it, 6.0 car. Solid single-digit quarter mile, solid. I can tell you that the car runs a ridiculous time. It's one of the fastest ones on the planet. I have a video. I haven't quite decided if I should release it yet, but we'll see what happens. Let's see here. Happy holidays to you, Mike. How do you say that? Mike Velas98. Thank you so much for joining. Appreciate you. Brad Bree Spink says, just want to say thank you for introducing me to Purell. Thank you, sir. My pleasure. That's what I'm wearing, this hat. Purell is my go-to lubricants. That is a ridiculous compound. I have never seen anything like that. Runs much cooler. The lubricity is out of control. Has over 1,700 parts per million of zinc. So it protects my valve train, especially my overhead cam engines and my flat 6 Porsches. Amazing stuff. On my drag insight that we just talked about a moment ago, I gained 19 wheel horsepower, switching over from another high-end synthetic. And just because not only does it protect, it's very slippery stuff. I mean, you get it in your hands, it's hard to get off. It's just amazing stuff. So thank you, Purell, for being such a great partner for us and for allowing us to experience your amazing compounds. I feel that the brand, what they sell to the US government for military applications is exactly what this is. We're using for our cars. I'm not complaining. It's an amazing compound. I'm glad I don't have to pay $150 a quart like the government does, but nonetheless, it's great stuff. So thank you for that. Appreciate you indeed. Let's see here. What's the difference in range from war code on your EV, says Brooklyn's Camaro? It depends on how cold it is. So what I've seen, at least in California cold weather, I've seen a degradation or a lower range of about 17%, which is quite a lot, but that's really, really, really cold, you know? Any plans to get the interior on the Rolls Royce done, says Corvolt? Yes. And what Corvolt, fellow engineers, refer to is that I built this Rolls Royce is right here next to me. Love this car. The technology is amazing. 600 horsepower. It's lighter than factory. So, Nick, we weighed this today, right? Yeah. The Rolls Royce, and it was like 4,500 pounds. 45. So 4,500 pounds is what it was, like 4,520 is the weight in full trim, full interior, batteries fully charged, airbag system, everything just complete. A factory Rolls Royce is 2770. So we're over 200 horsepower. 200 horsepower. I love horsepower, right? 200 pounds lighter with the Rolls Royce than factory. However, my sore spot with this is my interior, as much as I love the color, leaves a lot to be desired. The gentleman who did the interior in this did really not a great job, messed up a lot of things. I don't want to get into it too much because it's quite a shame. So I'm going to have the whole car redone, unfortunately. And I'm just trying to save up to see how I can get this redone. If there are any companies out there who want to help make this better, I'm all open to it. It's the only thing that's preventing me from taking this to the Jay Leno show or to put it out there. I'm not even proud of it, even showcasing it a lot. So Covote, I do want to get it redone. It's a matter of resources because I dropped serious coin in this interior and it is rubbish in my opinion. So thank you for asking, but let's see what we can get it done. Have you heard about the Honda Nissan EV plan? Says A Boys RL1. Yes, I have. So for those of you who don't know, Honda and Nissan are joining forces and are trying to reel in Mitsubishi to join in that beautiful trifecta to be able to have them pull together resources to come out with more EVs and other technologies for mobility. And I think it's a great thing. Whenever companies join forces and are able to put together resources, the end product ends up being absolutely fantastic. I don't see it as a bad thing. I've seen rumors where people say, oh, Honda is gonna suffer, or Nissan. Nissan is a great company, Honda's a great company. Pulling together with those two legacy Japanese companies and being able to get the engineers to get together and create some amazing opportunities for battery technology, inverter technology, and motors will only help us as enthusiasts and also drivers and consumers to have better products from both organizations. And if they end up merging properly and become one entity, that's fine. But at the same token, if they stay siloed, the technology will bleed through both and everyone will benefit. Imagine Honda putting $1 billion into their tech, Nissan putting $1 billion into their tech. But now imagine them joining forces and putting $2 billion completely. The opportunities for advancement is superb. So I personally like it. I think it's a win-win for everyone involved. So no problem whatsoever. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's see. Happy Christmas Eve to you as well, Spool and Turbo. Appreciate you indeed. Calvrum said that he laid an egg. All right, congratulations. Hope all is well with you. Let's see here. Yo, BC says Porsche Collector. Hello, brother. How are you? Happy holidays. Hope all is well. Ikenna. Good seeing you. One Merry Christmas to you. EV Smoke ATX. Yep, a lot going on here. Merry Christmas, Jessica. Beautiful girl. My baby. Good seeing you. Thanks so much for joining. Just to know, we do some crazy numbers, but we do not show times. We are no time, says EV Smoke ATX. I hear you. I just said hello to Jessica. Beautiful lady. Amazing. Love my life. She filmed this car do a ridiculous time. The only challenge is the film wasn't congruent. So I'm kind of skeptical putting it up because you know how people are. So I'll just wait till another event. We did that at the most recent Pomona event. It was the tour with Motor Trend. It was the Motor Trend tour. And it was great. People lost their minds when they saw my times, but I can't post it. I've had bad experiences posting stuff without backing up multiple times. So I kind of take a step back from doing that. But this thing ran a ridiculous time. First time, cold batteries was 9.5. I went batteries and it shaved a ridiculous amount off of it, even on street tires. I love that. That car is amazing. This car is amazing. I love both cars, but it's just amazing. Fast, super fast. What is that blue car behind you? Looks like a Jeep or a VW, except FK8 812. And being that you're an FK8 screen name, you appreciate that that is a Honda Prologue, Honda's first full EV. Honda Prologue, 5-seater, 600 horsepower, all-wheel drive. We modified it with some airbags, with airlift airlift controller. It has some turret tires wrapped around some 22-inch Bristol forged wheels. The nice white accents and orange mirrors are courtesy of our friends from Brando's Auto Care. They did the kind of the wrap around that. And the box on top with the roof rack itself is from Inno. Inno, I-N-N-O. No way, looks very nice. Yes, way is a Honda indeed. It's a Honda, so thank you so much. And it's beautiful. If you are ever bored, go back when we're done. Look at my feed, either on TikTok, YouTube, or Instagram. You'll see I did a little ASMR on it where I walked around the car and kind of showed what it could do. It's pretty freaking cool. I'll put a story up. I'll probably repost it again. That should be good. Beautiful, bro, says FK8812. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate kind words. Appreciate you indeed. All right, let's see. Some more love. Robert, Bond Official, with the blue check mark. Love it. Says 2.7 and 1 engine from the Porsche Cayman. Worthwhile modifications because of reliability. Yes. There are a few things you can do on that. The limitation of the 981 engine is the direct injection, so you can't put a ton more fuel. However, an intake, exhaust, and a flash does wonders for that setup and stays reliable. Porsche is notorious for leaving a lot on the table when it comes to power because they don't want it to compete too much with the 911, but you, with technology, can unlock it, Robert, and have a blast. So yes, explore it and let me know how it goes. Davide032 from Italy. Ciao, good seeing you as well. Thank you so much for joining the Bisimoto Tech Tuesday right before Christmas. Time is flying. I may have to depart soon. Feliz Navidad to you as well, Big Elmer Uncle. Good seeing you as well. Fully load. Good seeing you. Thanks for joining. Kavot says, when you redo the roads, will it become your daily driver just for comfort? Also, name and shame the interior company. Otherwise, people will not know they're getting junk in advance. I appreciate that. I don't know if I want to do that quite yet. But if anyone goes on this chap's page, he's actually doing a good job in trying to promote with it, which is interesting because he's doing this kind of 30,000 foot level of things. If I ever, and I promise maybe one day I would do it, if I ever walk around the interior of this Rolls, you will vomit. I mean, it's great from afar, but when you get close and look at the details, it is poor. I should have left the factory at this point. The factory was in that. Nick, should I have left this thing factory, the interior?
Yes, it was beautiful factory.
It was beautiful. Factory interior was beautiful. This thing is worse than, I have not had a car with this bad interior. It's horrid. But I just have some things to take care of first. I appreciate you indeed. And also your concern for my well-being, Corvote. I appreciate that indeed. Thank you, thank you, thank you. No 5W30, 10th gen. I only have 020 in stock that's close to your setup, you know. Let's see. Merry Christmas from Brazil. Good seeing you, Rodrigo. Good. Thank you so much for joining. Still waiting on the stats for electric Caterham. Robert, what do you want to know? I'm here to help. It has a 4-speed gearbox that's Ford-based. Has north of 22 kilowatt hours of battery pack. Let's see, what else? Horsepower-wise, about 120 horsepower, 170 pound-foot of torque. Has R888 R tires. I believe 2.5s in the front, 225s in the rear. What else could I do? Could I say? Has a Bisimoto switch to initiate forward or backwards, so you can literally keep it in any gear. Fourth gear and take off. It cannot stall. You can reverse it and go the other way. Action clutch. We have an Action 6-puck sprung clutch in it with a custom flywheel and custom bell housing adapter to allow for us to adapt the 3-phase electric motor to it. Has a factory radiator for cooling down the inverter. What else could I say about it? Factory drive shaft. And the owner is John Krafshek. He was a previous CEO of Hyundai Motor America. He also had a nice career at Ford prior to joining Hyundai. He left Hyundai and then went to TrueCar and headed up that division, grew that. And then he also expanded some amazing technology at Google under the Waymo banner, where he was a CEO of Waymo for many, many years and made some great things happen in terms of autonomy. John Krafshek is a good friend, an amazing individual. He actually gave me the advice and the push to get into the EV world. He was the first person I called when I was curious if it's something I should explore. Just a wonderful man, amazing, successful engineer, and I love him dearly. Just a great, great guy. Just great enthusiast, and he's just been kind enough to trust us with his projects. So I appreciate him indeed. Agree, says F the Pump. Good seeing you, brother. Thank you so much for joining F the Pump. Love your Porsche, by the way. Love your Cybertruck. Love all your Teslas. Love everything you do. Agree, the Honda-Nissan EV combination can be a huge advancement in the EV space. I agree, especially with battery technology. Honda has some great stuff cooking. Nissan does too. Joining forces can be nothing but a win-win for all of us. Merry Christmas, Kanjo EF. Thank you so much for joining. AutoFest, happy holidays to you as well. I love watching and learning about Bisimoto products. Keep up the hard work, says Bryce Markham on YouTube. Thank you so much, appreciate you. Definitely not a green screen. You can hear the, the echo. Yes, not a green screen. All these are real. All these are real. I promise you. I promise you guys. Thank you so much, AutoFest, once again. Caucasian says, welcome back to the live show. Miss seeing you on here. So you don't have a Cybertruck Beast to test out yet? No, I don't. The only Teslas I have here is outside I have my Model 3, and I have also the Plaid. I do not have a Cybertruck. The trucks I'm looking at now is either the Rivians or possibly the Ford F-150 EV, the Ford Lightning EV, actually, Ford F Lightning. So those are the ones I'm looking at, not the Cybertruck, not my cup of tea with the design. I drove one at a recent event in Orange County, and I saw F the Pump there as well. He helped put that together, and it was cool, but it's just not my cup of tea, and my kids don't quite care for it, but it's okay. So let's see here. Prologue has been released with the BC Touch. Nice work, says Tech2sDay. Thank you so much. And once again, I love your screen name. Appreciate you indeed. Hold up. Is the Prologue in the background? Yes, it is. Lovins Presumed on TikTok. That is 2024 Prologue Elite with some Bisimoto love. Built to mimic and pay homage to my old school wagon, which I still have my version 2 in the showroom. Has white wheels, but this time from Brixton Forge. Has a suspension courtesy of Air Ride Equipment. It has an inner rack box on top, a yoke steering wheel with SoCal Garage Works. It is just an amazing setup. I love this. This thing is my daily driver now. It's fun. It gets a lot of attention. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. It's great. Great indeed. All right. If you can add me, I'd love to show you a one-of-one Plaid for a second here in Austin, Texas. I would love to see a Plaid. And you know, I do frequent Austin. Last time, I think I've been in Austin the past couple of years a few times. I went to the Formula One event there, went to the Electrify Expo there. I love going to Austin. Believe it or not, guys, Austin has some great barbecue. Really good stuff. It's great indeed, really, really good. Love going there. I look forward to visiting that region in 2025. Merry Christmas to you, Judge Wonder Bread. Thank you so much. Building an all-wheel drive Civic. No, I have one already. I'm not building another one at this time unless Honda comes to us. One thing that's on the horizon with Honda that I want to explore is the new Prelude. I would love, love, love to do something with that. Private Photo says, glad you're killing it. Haven't seen you since you let me take a ride with you in the 1,000 horsepower minivan at PLM's Quick Strike. Thank you so much. So Private Photo, I have a story about this chap. This is a good story. We did a PML Quick Strike, which is a Platinum Motorsports, very high-end facility. Do a lot of celebrity cars in the greater LA area off of, I think they have a facility off of Sunset. So while people are there with the Lambos and Ferraris and all type of cool cars, how should I say, McLarens, Rolls Royces, I'm like, you know what? I have a ton of Porsches, but I'm gonna crash this with my minivan. So I heard a story from people in attendance, and I don't know if Private Photo was one of them, but people heard my Odyssey coming from far, and they're looking in the street like, ton of cars right in the road, just exotics everywhere. And people looking down Sunset like, what's coming? And they hear this, they're like, damn, is that a Skyline? What is that? Because it sounds just like a Skyline GTR, right? It's a van. As they pull up, people are busting up laughing, dying, laughing, like, oh my God, it's a minivan that sounds like that. The guys from Platinum were kind enough to open up the gates and pull up my van into their main facility next to all these exotics. And I aired it out, opened my hood. People came, were looking like, oh my God, is this really a 1,000 horsepower minivan? I'm like, yes, it is. But you know what? There's always that one guy. Always that one guy, right? Who was like, whatever, this is not a 1,000 horsepower car. I'm like, honestly, sir, it is. And I told him how I built it. Sleeve the block with Golden Eagle. I used pistons from Trom. Had some rods from custom made by R&R. Had a huge 72mm turbo. Ran on ethanol. Had an AM Infinity to tune it. I showed him custom manifold, wastegate, blow-off valve. Told him about my boost per gear. Showed him everything. He's like, whatever. Didn't believe it. So Private Photo and I, we had the opportunity to go onto the car and drive. I think we went from the LA area to Pasadena. I think we met at I think we drove to, was it Pasadena or, it was one, I'm trying trying to remember where we were. Was it Santa Anita Park? Anyway, we went somewhere where we had to just drive together and cruise out. So we roll out. This guy starts messing with us. As we're driving, we're on the 2 freeway, just cruising. This guy pulls up in a yellow Ferrari, and who was it? Same guy talking crap, saying that the car wasn't 1,000 horsepower. I'm like, this, he has his girlfriend in the car, in his Ferrari, we go at it. We're flooring it. Why am I pulling with an Odyssey on a Ferrari? I'm pulling on this guy, like just pulling away from him hard. And who do we see? CHP on the side of the road, watching us racing on the freeway. Private photos like, oh my God, we're going to jail. We were racing because the officer's coming at us. I let off, coast. I don't have to put on brakes, right? Because it's manual. I'm coasting, slowing down slightly. Officer pulls up to us, looks at us. I have a hat on, like a little a brim hat with my bow tie, and he's like, "Nah, minivan." I'm coasting, so it makes no noise, right? I'm just in neutral. And he goes and pulls over the freaking yellow Ferrari. We didn't see him at the end location, so that guy probably got a ticket and went home. But that's the story between, I don't know if you remember that private photo, but that's the story that you and I had on that day at PLM when you rode with me. So it was great. Thank you so much for riding with me and for experiencing that. It was fun. But hey, you never know. If you ever see a Burgundy minivan, leave it alone. That thing has some serious heat. More heat now with an upgraded Garrett Turbo. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. When is the JP Performance collaboration happening? Says Opar Robert. Who's JP Performance? I'm not familiar with this person. But anyway, let me know. But guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate all of you joining me here on the Tech Tuesday. And Merry Christmas. I look forward to interacting with you guys sometime next year. But on the same token, stay safe out there no matter where you are. American Honda, thank you so much for trusting to work with us for many, many years. You guys are my first love. I raced under your banner for many years, and now I love building cars for you guys and also expanding my horizons with other manufacturers. So that being said, guys, have a great, great afternoon. Take care, or great evening if you're overseas, and stay safe. Merry Christmas. Take care. Cheers. Bye-bye.